Well, welcome everyone who's watching right now. We are here at the March on the DNC. Let's give us a second. You can see there's a lot going on. We're going to get ourselves into position in this march. Way bigger than the Republican National Convention. Usually the incumbent party is a lot bigger reaction. They're the ones that are sort of in charge of what's going down. We're going to try to stay with our people. So basically, this is what it's like before it starts. There's like thousands of people. So we're just showing you sort of like the getting together. We're not really sure what audio and video is like. Let me double check here. Let's get up in front. Holy. And we're going to get in front of our banner. All right. Again, there's a lot of people. I'm assuming it's going to be a real rough signal, but we're going to do our best. All right, everyone's just joining. You go. So we are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers shut down the DNC demonstration on the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami Nations in Chicago, Illinois. The event is hosted by Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine to show the world how we will always stand with Palestine and to say no to these genocide enablers attending the DNC. For more information, you go to Chicago CJP.
I want to hear you very loud.
So we're live here. Again, the coalition has a bunch of demands. You can go to that site. You can see it. Now let's listen to this.
S-C-I-N-E. What does that spell? Palestine. What does that spell? Palestine. Free, free. 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 Palestine. Free, free.
Again, if you're just joining us, we are here in Chicago, Illinois. We are live at the March on the DNC. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. There's a lot of people here.
Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine.
And once again, if you're just getting here, we are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers shut down the DNC demonstration on traditional homelands of the Council of Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami Nations in so-called Chicago, Illinois. The event is hosted by the Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine, CJP, to show the world how we'll always stand with Palestine and say no to these genocide enablers attending the DNC. We're here to bring visibility to Indigenous issues. We're going to be talking a lot about Leonard Peltier, who's been wrongfully incarcerated for almost 50 years, making him the longest-serving Indigenous political prisoner in U.S. history. We're here to demand President Biden immediately free Leonard Peltier through executive clemency. We're also here for the Land Back movement. You can see our Land Back flags. We have these really beautiful Land Back watermelon flags here in solidarity with Palestine as well. We're here to tell the Democratic Party to include Land Back in their party platform, an issue that will mobilize Indigenous communities and environmental justice communities to get behind the party in a way that a few other issues will. We're asking for the return of all federal trust lands back to Indigenous ownership and for investment in regenerative models and capacity to go beyond co-management models and to center Indigenous sovereignty and self-determination.
always connected, like Malcolm X spoke about 61 years ago. I want you to put your fist in the air and shout really loud. Together we stand, together we fall. No offense, but that's terrible. Together we stand, together we fall.
Together we stand, together we fall.
Together we shout freedom for all.
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 Together we stand, together we fall.
Together we stand, together we fall.
Together we shout freedom for all.
Together we shout freedom for all.
Black lives, they matter here.
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 Native 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 lives, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here.
Women's rights, they matter here.
Rights, they matter here.
Women's rights, they matter here.
Rights, they matter here.
Palestine, it matters here. Palestine.
Again, if you're just joining, we are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers. Shut down the DNC demonstration on traditional homelands of the Council of Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, the Sauk, and Miami Nations in Chicago, Illinois. Well, now it's called Illinois. If you are here in the chat, you go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. We're going to try to keep this live. Thousands of people hitting those cell phone towers. We don't know what's going to happen. We are recording this. We will have that for you as well. Keep following us again. So we told you we would be at the Democratic National Convention. We were at the Republican National Convention just a month ago. As you can see, that the people here, there is way more of them. I think there's over 200 different organizations that signed on to the coalition call. So you're going to see a lot of different organizations, different messages, but the tying, unifying message here is to stop the genocide, to free Palestine. Again, to stop the genocide and free Palestine. Everyone's marching to that, but they're also talking about all of the specific work they're doing in specific places. Again, we're here as well. The Indian Collective, thanks for being here. And again, if you don't know, my name is Lorenzo Serna. I am the Director of Tactical Media here at the Indian Collective. I'll be your host. We'll be trying to grab you some interviews. We'll be talking about why we're here. I'll probably talk about a bunch of signs I'm seeing, talk about the feel. Lots of energy right now. Was like a 2.5-hour rally. You can go find that on the YouTube, I think, on their March for the DNC site. But we're coming live from the march. So here we are, just barely inching on. Big marches like this, they move really slow. So let's get comfortable wherever you're at. Let us know.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I'm guessing more and more people are joining. I don't know, but I'm going to assume that's the case. We are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers shutdown for the DNC demonstration at the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami Nations, and what is now called Chicago, Illinois. The event, hosted by the Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine, CJP, is to show the world how we will always stand with Palestine and say no to these genocide enablers attending the DNC. They have a list of demands. You can go to their site, read through it. Indian Collective is here just to make sure there's an Indigenous presence. You can see our block. I want to make sure the land back movement is centered. Indigenous issues are being centered, are being seen in this time of turmoil. And also we are in solidarity with the Palestinian people, always have been, before now, before. Thank you. So yeah, I'm hearing that the reason that the march isn't moving is the police keep stopping the march in the front. I'm not sure how far. All right, so we're gonna kind of scoot to the front, see what's going on a little bit. We'll try to get back into the march. So you guys see how slow this march is going. It is going to be this slow the whole time. And, more than likely the police will stop the march. We'll reroute the march. We'll sort of try to get it to go in the ways they want to. Maybe outside of the planned route a little bit. But also, from my understanding, this march has been working very much with the city and communicating with the police, the plan. So, they want a family-friendly march. That's how they do it. I think that's what's happening here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's not get too far away from our block. I think we should stick with it. We'll float later, I think, but right now I just want to stay with our people. And I guess, just want to stick with our people.
Occupation no more.
All right, can you still hear me? Just making sure. Gotta double check some things. We're here. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here again. I can maybe look at the chat while we're kind of getting going. Thanks, folks who are here. We see some people also that's coming in with their own fields. Thanks to me from New York City, from Buffalo. Super sick. Thanks for joining. I see some people taking on the trolls. There you go. Keyboard. Again, if you're out there, you want to be supporting what's going on. I think there should be. Just keep following our coverage. You haven't followed Indian Collective yet. Now is your time. These lives right now are mostly featured on Facebook and YouTube. This changing nature of, social media sites. But if there's sites you wish you were going to, go ahead and let us know. And also, if you want to follow us, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. We're on Twitter. And we still call it Twitter, I guess. And then LinkedIn. Yeah, if you're a LinkedIn person, we got that going on too. Go check it out. But yeah, so we're going to march for a bit. This is going to probably be a few hours, so we're going to let you experience the march. We're going to be in the march. I'm going to repeat that introduction a few times. I assume a lot of people are joining. Again, if you didn't catch me, I'm Lorenzo Serna. Director of Tactical Media here. Chicane, pronouns they, them. That's right. Thank you, Defenders Against Trolls.
Racist walls, Harris fighting. Why your silent children dying?
Thanks, John Miller. I'll make sure to read up on the history of the console.
Why your hiding children dying? Fight the billions, fight the billions.
Yeah, if you want to say hello in the chat, please do. I'm doing my best to monitor it. I'll make it a great time. Okay, this is our first live from being here. I think it's probably our first media we're creating. Again, we're going to be here all week. So if you're liking what you're seeing now, there's going to be more of it. And we're going to kind of just go from there. Yeah, cool. Thanks so much. I see you all talking to each other as well. Like me, we're here to meet. We're here to talk. We're here to build solidarity. We're here to show you what's going on. And also all our Indigenous people out there, we just want to make sure that we're in these places as well. And, it's not the most comfortable space. And, there's a bunch of police to our left here, bike police. Chicago police are pretty notorious for using their bikes to block marches, using their bikes to assault protesters. So they're kind of an extension. You can see the Central Control Group. They're moving along. The police also have been practicing their moves for a bit. If you're wondering, they're using this as well as a training exercise. And this is there's a giant line of cops just down the road. If you look to your left, you see that. So there's this march here. the bike cops are alongside it, and along in the side roads, they have just massive police forces just waiting to do whatever they want to do when it's time, I suppose. Hey, good to see you. I like your look. So yeah, so there's a bunch of cops. So like, it's like what you're seeing here. They have more visible police station a bit away, which I assume is on purpose. And they probably have, I think they have some, like a bunch of vans probably filled with cops. They'll probably pull up if they want to do anything weird. And so yeah, there's a bunch of police officers around. And yeah, it's just gonna be like this, stop and go. Hey, thanks for watching British from Columbia. Much love. Yeah, I don't know how many different agencies are here, but it should be like a bunch. I don't have the exact numbers, but usually a giant coalition of police forces are here. And again, I think there's been conversation. We're supposed to be on a panel on Tuesday talking about Standing Rock, South Cop City. And I think the most thing I want to say about that is after Standing Rock, those police went and trained other police on how to attack social movements that came together like that, that took land like that to defend their lands. They sent a little delegation to do speeches across the country to talk about how to dismantle movements. And so I always think it's important to know, like, the police are in conversation with each other, they're training each other up, and they're learning, they're watching what people are doing, and they're taking those things and trying to figure out how to counter them. And yeah, you just gotta be aware that's happening, regardless how you feel towards the police. They're a bunch of human beings thinking about things, making new decisions, I suppose. So here's our folks. And so again, you're gonna be hearing like all sorts of different chants, all sorts of different organizations, all sorts of different causes. You're gonna see in the signs. I usually have a hard time in these massive marches because it's hard to know what it's about when you look at it sometimes. This one's definitely about stopping the genocide that's going on in Palestine. Yeah, there's been a lot of, you can see somebody saying, talking about the police in the chat there. The police have been really clear they've been practicing how to kettle, how to do mass arrests. Mass arrests usually mean a bunch of innocent people being arrested. It's just a way of them trying to stop anything they feel is out of control in their eyes. They'll start swooping people up. They've made it really clear they practice that and they're aware of it and they're going to do it if they feel the need. Yeah, again, so I was in the Republican National Convention. There's definitely more police here than there was there. And again, you may be like, the incumbent party who's holding the office at the moment, usually outside of their conventions, they have much more people gathered to protest them because they're the people in charge for the last 3 years. So everything that's been happening, including this genocide, is under their watch. And so while people are like, the Republicans aren't going to stop it. It's like people know that, but they know this party also didn't stop it, and they're the ones that could have. And people also marched against the Republicans for the exact same stopping the genocide, And so it's just there's some right-wing groups, reporters here from the different platforms. And I heard one talk about how all these people are here to vote for the tickets, the Dem ticket. And it's just like, that's such bad reporting because it's absolutely not true. You know, not all these people here are Democrats. They're just a bunch of people, maybe like uncommitted or whatever you want to call them. There's people who have feelings and they're going to share them with, I guess, the party who's in the building we're heading towards. We're not going to get close to it, I assume. We're just going to like inch on along here. Yeah, I guess in the conversation in the chat again. Israel's like the extension of the colony of the United States. A lot of the police practices that are done there are a practice that have been brought here. And on territories, Israeli like surveillance, like towers are been put in place. You know, those are tested there first and brought here. On territory, it's on the border. There are territories is on both sides of the so-called U.S. and so-called Mexico. And so it's just like this really contentious thing that's happening there. So definitely check it out. But yeah, a lot of when we're in Atlanta, we talked about the Gilly program. I wish I had loaded that video up. Maybe we'll share it later. Talking about how the Atlanta police were trained by the Israeli IOF. You know, so they're literally cross-training. We talked about like Standing Rock, cross-training afterwards, but also cross-training across the ocean. We have helicopters floating over pretty low. It looks like a Chicago PD helicopter. It's kind of like hanging out over the crowd a little bit. It's probably hard to see. It's going to try to get you close there. And so that's just hovering. It's pretty low, I would say. It's usually not that low, but they're just kind of hovering around. Their pilot must be getting some overtime, showing how good they are at the old hover. Yellowbird. Some Standing Rock events we're talking about. Oh, they're back. Helicopters are back. So, like, I don't know what's on that helicopter. It definitely has some lights. There are some that have these things called dirt boxes, basically acting as fake cell phone towers so they can fly over a crowd, sort of like let the cell phone tower ping them and figure out who's there, identify location, stuff like that. I don't know if they have that technology on that, but it's possible, I guess. But yeah, usually it's like stingrays, dirt boxes. They're kind of the thing that people talk about a lot when they have bad signal. Definitely check out more information about that. There's ways to find out if your phone's attaching to them, but it's very difficult. So it's basically like if you're in a place you usually have bad signal and suddenly you have the best signal ever, you might be like, wait, why is that happening? And it may be because your phone's attaching to a tower that's a fake tower that's being imitated by like a stingray or a dirt box, and your phone's attached to it and it's really closer in the cell tower. That's one of the ways. Your phone just kind of drains battery all the time really quickly when it has a great connection to the internet. It could also be another thing going on in your life. Again, hard to track these things down. Lots of room to be paranoid forever. So definitely, just look into it. Don't assume. Assumptions are pretty bad, but possibilities are always possible. Yeah, I'm noticing that too. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people seeing this yet. It's also important to note that people are saying like scramblers. There's like thousands of people right now in this space who are trying to use the internet. Using that with their cell phones. Those cell phones are all trying to attach to the nearest tower. And then when that tower gets overloaded, it goes to the next tower. So imagine how long that can happen until you don't have enough bandwidth to allocate. So hopefully our live is staying up. You can let us know. It's going to be pretty hard. More so when we get into the building and stuff like that. Please don't interfere with it. But we'll try to keep it up. We'll try to stay live. Okay, we're just trying to stay with our block. It's real slow. It's gonna be a slow march. Again, we are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers shut down the DNC demonstration on the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, as well as Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami Nations in so-called Chicago, Illinois. I am your host, Lorenzo Serna, Director of Tactical Media here. Pronouns they, them, Chicane. Just proud to be here with you all, bringing you to another big, massive mobilization. Again, this is a coalition march. Their goals are basically to try to bring out a lot of people, showing that there's a massive amount of people who are against the ongoing genocide. And so you have over 200 organizations that signed on to the call in the March on the DNC 2024 call. I think that the website might be March on the DNC 2024. I assume somebody has bought 2028 by now. Who knows? But you can go check out there. And you can see the list of demands, so what's brought all this together. And we'll be here again all week, just to be an Indigenous presence in this space of resistance, of like colliding multiple narratives to ensure that, the Indigenous narrative does have a space here. Land back has a space everywhere, and land back is for everyone. Again, land back. We are here to ask the Democratic Party to include land back in their party platform as an issue that will mobilize Indigenous communities and environmental justice communities to get behind the party in a way that feel other issues well. We're asking for the return of federal trust lands back into Indigenous ownership and for investment in regenerative models and capacity to go beyond co-management models and to center Indigenous sovereignty and self-determination. All right, I'm going to stay with... I'll stay with you. Somebody has acknowledged belly buttons. And overthrow. Thanks for being live again. This is probably going to be a long march. I really, if you are somewhere comfy, enjoy that comfort. We are going to be walking for a bit. It's a cool day here. The wind is blowing, feels good off the lake. And there is a bunch of police. Yeah, I'm just reading name tags here. So all these police have they have sidearms. Looks like most of the bike cops have sidearms, some sort of 9mm pistol, I would guess. I don't see any like traditional like crowd control munitions hanging off their bodies, at least right now. They do have bags on their bikes that might have something, but there is no big canisters of CS or OC spray or pepper spray that I'm seeing on any of them. I'm sure there's some spread out. We'll keep looking, but at least most of them seem to only be on their sidearm right now. Again, you saw that massive amount of police that was behind them, and it's probable. It's, again, assumptions, but it's more likely they're just keeping that back until they need it, and then they'll be like very visible. And right now, they're not super visible. We did see like earlier when we were like walking around, police have clubs, like shorty clubs, not the long clubs, wooden clubs. I saw so far, I haven't seen any of the giant ones. Hola, hola. Lorenzo. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, sorry.
Long time. All right.
Sorry about that. I was just saying hi to somebody. I forgot. I was like, good to see you. Good luck out there. Yeah, good to see you, man. All right. We gotta get out of the way. We're good. We're the problem. Yeah. Press. All right. Sorry about that. There's a lot of people here. I've been doing a lot of press work for a long time. This running to journalists I've done for a while.
Moving.
You got room over here?
Yeah, I have no idea how big this march is. At the RNC, we did stop and try to give you a sense, but I think that would not work out very well. We'd probably be really, really lost.
We demand liberation. We demand liberation. Viva, viva Palestina. 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 Along with liberation. 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 Along with liberation.
Again, we are live today at the No Peace for Genocide Enablers shut down the DNC's demonstration on traditional homelands of the Council of Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami nations in so-called Chicago, Illinois. The event is hosted by the Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine, CJP, to show the world how we'll always stand with Palestine and to say no to the genocide enablers attending the DNC. Oh, yeah. There we go. We're live with the March in the DNC 2024. I was like wondering, that's a different march this whole time. That's great. We're live with the March in the DNC on the same traditional lands. I was wondering. This is the March in the DNC Coalition 2024. Again, March in the DNC Coalition 2024. There's a lot of marches we're going to be going to. We decided to practice the wrong one for a little bit. I was like, I'm doing the wrong one. So again, we are live at the March in the DNC on the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, as well as the Ho-Chunk, Meskwaki, Sauk, and Miami nations. The march was started at Union Square. It's hosted by the coalition of organizations. It's led by people living on Turtle Island. They're fighting for exploited and oppressed people to unite and take the following demands of the people to the Democratic Party. This is the demands of that march on the DNC 2024 website. The demands are stand with Palestine and end U.S. aid to Israel. Stop police crimes, community control of the police now. Immigrant rights and legalization for all. Defend LGBTQIA plus and reproductive rights. Money for jobs, school, healthcare, housing, and environment, not for war. Defend the right to unionize and strike. And justice, peace, and equality. The correct website is marchingthednc2024.org. That was the wrong march. I'm on the right march now. So thanks for joining us here. Marching the DNC 2024. There you go. urge people to unite and take the following demands of the people to the Democratic Party. This is on their website. This is the coalition demands. Stand with Palestine and USA to Israel. Stop police crimes, community control of police now. Immigrant rights and legalization for all. Defend LGBTQIA plus and reproductive rights. Money for jobs, school, healthcare, housing, and environment, not for war. Defend the right to unionize and strike, and justice, peace, and equality. Again, for more information, you can go to March on DNC 2024. MarchOnDNC2024.org. That's all one word, MarchOnDNC2024. Welcome, we all just got here together. So I'm so glad you're here to watch it. I think I started the wrong place earlier. Definitely wasn't Union Square. Yeah, we're just stuck in the big mass of folks. This is what it's going to be like. So they go on for probably another hour and a half, maybe more. Glad to be here. Excited to bring you all here. Excited to get orientated. Here we go. Land back, land back. One second. One second. We're just going to be live here listening for a moment. There's a white PG flag and an anarchist flag. It's taking a second. We're just going to listen to the march for a few minutes. I'll check the track in a moment. I am literally going to eat something.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever. Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Immigrants, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here!
Immigrants, they matter here.
Immigrants, they matter here! Immigrants, they matter here! Native lives, they matter here!
Well, again, if you're just joining us, we're here in Chicago, Illinois, marching on the DNC. We're just kind of walking through right now. I just took a little bit of I'm going to eat a snack break. I am back, and I'm your host, Lennon Sosetta, Director of Tactical Media here. They, them, Chicane. Really glad to be hosting. Know that there's people in the chat saying hello to you all. I know there's multitudes of people in the chat, as the world is a multitude of people, and this is a public feed that's going out. So thanks for sharing it. Thanks for liking it. If you want people to see it further, definitely share. And then if you want to get updated on what we're doing next, just keep following. Hit that follow button, like button, subscribe button. I don't know what it's called and whatever platform you're watching on. And again, we're on LinkedIn, Twitter. Started with LinkedIn, incredible. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Holy, tons of places. You can hang out in your favorite spot. I'm glad you're here for the live. You are here for the live. Go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. We're going to keep going. I think we're a little separated from the crew we're with at first, but you can see there's a lot of people. There's this giant Palestinian flag pole. Flag is way up there. Kind of center of the march. Pretty good. Pretty solid. Also very windy, so I'm sure that's a workout to be holding that thing. But they're in it. They're in it to win it. They're going to go the whole way, it looks like. Again, so we're as we're marching through this neighborhood, there's lines of bike police on both sides. Again, they don't have any visible gear on them, but I think they have little bags that might have some stuff they will pull out if they feel the need to. And usually, police chats is a thing they do. I know there's a bunch of them. Oh, there's a big gap. Look at this. So it looks like, let's go back that way actually. So there's this big gap right now. It looks, again, there's a lot of different pieces of the march. So we're going to head back to where our folks were at just to make sure we're okay. See this giant puppet, Uncle Sam puppet. As they're trying to get the march to go on. There also might have been something going on this side. It looked like there's something happening, which people will stop for. For these big marches, I'm usually try to be usually aware when it stops moving. Probably means that something's happening. Might not be your favorite thing. And just like, take a look around, be like, hey, march stopped moving, I wonder why. And like try to just figure out which way you'd like to go if you have to go in some direction very quickly. I love to keep a tree between me and something happening, just so everyone knows. Big fan of that. So, if you feel uncomfortable, get by a tree. Hug that tree, love the tree. Hey, we love them trees. And take a look at what's going on. So you can feel safe with something beside you. It's hard. While we're going into it, usually if something really bad's happening, you want to find something called cover. Cover is a hard thing between you and the thing that doesn't feel good. And so definitely try to find cover. Big good suggestion. Put something hard between you and whatever's making you feel uncomfortable. And then also, if you can't find that, there's concealment. Concealment is just something that obscures you from whatever is happening, but also will not stop things happening through it. So definitely just be aware of where you're at. You're feeling uncomfortable, just take a look around, take some good deep breaths. Breathing real good, keep yourself regulated. And just take a look around, see which way you're going to want to go. And then be ready to go that way and make a little plan. It's a life of plans sometimes in the field here. But anyways, this march, going to keep going. It's massive. This is basically going to be it for hours. I'm not expecting anything much different. But that's why we're here, is just to be a presence in this one. And we're going to keep on. Here is this big banner. We can get in front of it and read it. Huh? So what we're hearing, the reason the march slowed down, it sounded like some police were searching some folks' bags, and people gathered around them to support. I assume I wasn't at the event that happened, but just it looks like two individuals were stopped by the police, which are blinding this, watching us, probably communicating who they want to stop, and search their bags. And so that everyone stopped, the march stopped there. And that's where, it's always interesting because a lot of these sort of organized events start telling people to just leave whatever's happening. Like if the police are interacting with somebody, just leave and keep marching, that they're going to deal with it. And I think that, feel how you do about that, but that's kind of what happens a lot at these sort of marches. Again, there's a lot of different marches, a lot of different organizing, a lot of different things that people believe in. If you go to the march of the DNC 2024, you can kind of see their whole, basically if the police stop somebody, everyone's supposed to leave them alone and the marshals are supposed to go support. But again, I've been in situations watching somebody being snatched by the police and march organizers telling everyone just to keep marching, not to worry about it. Lots of feelings about that when it happens, but definitely it does happen at some of these events. And so just be aware of where you're at, the stance, not only the police, but also the march you're in. Sometimes it can be weird. Now this march is a march. It's going to be a march. We're on a march in the DNC 2024. That's why we're walking so much. Marching along. You hear all the chants. This is it. Yeah, it's so easy to get. And so again, this is the experience. This march is just marching between. This is this side. The other side looks the exact same. A bunch of police cops and their bicycles. We're advised by local folks that the police love to use those bicycles on people. And then also I can verify that in 2012 the police were definitely using these bicycles on human beings. And by using the bicycle, I do mean like smashing them into humans and trying to like get them to go in a different direction. Let's get to a little block here. We're going to try to catch back up with our banner here. This will be a rally. All right, so we're I think probably halfway. Again, very classic this format of march. They will now have a bunch of guest speakers here at this stage for a bit, and then we'll march after that. More than likely, we can get. We'll go check out, I guess, what's about to go on here. Yeah. So there's a stage here. More than likely, they're going to have speakers again. So we're in Union Square Park for like 3 hours. You can go watch all those speakers on the March on the DNC 2024, marchandnc2024.org. Show the live streams there, but it looks like they're going to kick off another speaker around here, and we're going to keep filming for a bit, and we'll just see what we're going to do next. Yeah. Is this over? All right, hold on. We might be taking the feed down. Give me 1 second here. Is there any questions or anything in the chat? Can you hold us 1 second? I just want to see. Coming in with this microphone. So yeah, what's up? I just wanted to check in really quick. Talk about, like, you want to talk about why we're here at all or anything like that? Introduce yourself, I guess.
Hamadak Yapi, Nick Tilson, Amach Yapi, Chanteo Washenapet, Chuzapolo, Nick Tilson with the Indian Collective. We're out here at the DNC. We are protesting. We're here to remind America that this election is happening on the stolen lands of Indigenous people. We're here representing the Land Back movement, and that the Land Back movement stands in solidarity with the Palestinian people and for their liberation. And we're also here to continue to push the DNC to come out for a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire, and to stop a permanent funding of military aid to Israel. And as we're out here, we also remember and call for executive clemency for Leonard Peltier, longest living Indigenous political prisoner alive today. And so we come here in the convergence of all of these different movements to remind the Democratic Party that you don't automatically get our votes. You don't automatically just get our votes because you're supposed to be the more progressive party. As we've seen the Republicans move further and further to the right, we have watched the Democratic Party move further and further to the center. And that creates, a more authoritarian state, and it impacts the lives of our people everywhere. So we have to be out here in the streets. We have to be speaking truth to power. We got to make sure that the Democrats and the leadership understand that Indigenous people continuing to fight for our land rights. We're heavily focused in our work around the return of stolen Indigenous lands back into Indigenous hands. We don't just mean co-stewardship or co-management. We actually want the return of those lands. And the reality is that this two-party system is not working for our people. It is too heavily impacted by special interest groups, pro-Israel, pro-war groups at this time in history, impacting the landscape of politics. And so we're here to speak our voice, to speak truth to power and stand in solidarity with people from all different walks of life throughout this country and around the world.
Right on. Do you want to talk about why we're here?
Ditto. Just kidding.
I was like, dang, he said everything.
No, I think it's just important because what we're dealing with in the conditions around this election, but around mainstream politics in general, is the continued invisibilization of Indigenous peoples and Indigenous issues. But we have been here the longest in this country. We have witnessed the start and rise of the country, the building of these institutions, and have seen how they're rooted in settler colonialism and in white supremacy and heteropatriarchy, that this is the root of many of the issues that we're dealing with. And we are here as organizers to remind people that power, collective power building that is needed to transform these systems starts from the ground up. And Indigenous peoples have been leading that on every front line, dealing with climate change, dealing with state repression and militarized police, dealing with systemic racism and injustice, and dealing with all of the failings of this so-called democracy, because this government was built off of the example of Indigenous governance, but it was built incorrectly. It was copied and appropriated incorrectly. But those values of what it means to build true representative governance systems that center the well-being of people and the well-being of the planet still exist within our Indigenous peoples and nations all across the U.S. And every day we are fighting for our right, for our self-determination, our right for our collective and our spiritual rights, and our ability to practice our ceremonies, our right to restore our language systems, to restore our food systems. And all of these things end up being the solutions and the models for effective climate change action, mitigation, and adaptation, as well as for providing the alternative models that we need to imagine a way outside of these capitalist systems, to imagine a different form of governance that's not structured by this so-called two-party system, but that actually is reflective and responsive to the needs and the priorities of the people. And we'll continue to fight for that no matter the outcomes of this election. We're continuing to face the conditions that are created by both parties to suppress social justice movements, to suppress our voices and our position in solidarity with Palestine against the genocide that has been carried out in the Middle East. And we're no longer going to allow that suppression to the detriment of invisibilizing our issues and our priorities as Indigenous peoples.
Well, thank you. I don't have any follow-ups. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Well, we just wanted to bring you here. This was our first live stream. We are going to be here all week. We'll be at multiple different events. I think we're going to take this feed down for now. Keep following us. Again, Indian Collective on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. I don't know. Maybe there's more. We'll drop them in the chat. Let us know where you watch from. Share this out. Keep following. Again, this is our first stream. There's going to be more and more and more. And we don't know what will happen. It's going to be pretty chill. This was a pretty chill march. I'm pretty sure based on history. I've been to multiple of these events. And so I felt pretty good. And again, I'm Lorenzo Sedena. I'm going to be your host for a lot of these events. And again, if you have questions, drop them in the chat, send them our way. I'll do my best to see if I get back to you. Press is reaching out, indiancollective.org. My name, Lorenzo, indiancollective.org. We can do our best to follow up with that. Go ahead and add us, inbox us. We'll do our best to follow. We'll be here all week. And I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything? No? All right, well, it's been an honor to be your host, an honor to be here. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you for all the history, the radicalist history is here. We're going to try to be going through that, reviewing that, talking to people so we can learn more about what's been going on here. This beautiful city made up of radical-ass people. And so, again, I'm Lorenzo Sedena. This is Indian Collective Live in Chicago, March of the DNC 2024. And we'll be back soon.
Bye.